What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid, more specifically some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So this upcoming week is huge for the market, and huge is a understatement. This is kind of like the Super Bowl of the market right now, because the data points that are coming out are massive. So you have job openings. So that is on Tuesday, 7.8 mil is the forecast. In the past, that has caused a lot of volatility, especially Powell's kind of topic and how he's very fixated on labor. He even stated in the past how that is more important than even GDP. Then speaking of GDP, that is coming out on Wednesday. So forecast for that on a quarter-over-quarter basis is 3.3. So definitely that could make for a fun, volatile day. Thursday, you have PCE. So another big kind of inflation data point. The Feds like to look at PCE rather than CPI, so that should be a fun old time. Initial jobless claims as well as coming out on Thursday. Then Friday you have the trifecta, so you have non-farm payroll, unemployment, and as well manufacturing. Manufacturing forecast is 47.5, so in theory it is still below the 50, showing more of a contraction within the broader market. So every single data point that I did bring up has the ability to shake the broader market. And then over and above that, since I guess Friday, there's been some tensions escalating coming from the whole Israel kind of scenario. So I don't know how that's going to affect the market, but I know the data points, that is going to be a fun ride. And then aside from that, companies unveiling their earnings. So nothing really, I guess, specific to essentially the EV sector, unless Ford comes out with something like crazy. But aside from that, SoFi, PayPal, you have Amazon, Apple, Intel, Microsoft, like every big name for the most part, aside from some big semis, are unveiling their earnings. So this is, like I said, the Super Bowl of all weeks. So let me know your thoughts on that. Aside from that, some specific stuff to Lucid though, nothing really coming out. So you have a couple typical pop-ups and whatever else. So the prototype collection is still I believe at the same location that it has been, or actually no, sorry, it's going to be at this new Tyson's Galleria. So yeah, pretty good stuff, I think, all in all. This also is going to be coming out. I don't know if there's going to be coverage of it or anything like that, but Faisal Sultan is going to be speaking at the Sustainable Transport in Saudi Arabia during that 2024 conference, and that is on the 28th of October. Usually there's a after kind of interview with Faisal, so I don't know if that's going to be readily available on the 28th. Usually there's like a 1 or 2 day delay, but nonetheless, hopefully that does result in something positive. I always really like when he speaks straight to the point and whatever else. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for the market to be really shaken up quite a lot. And essentially, with that, a lot of the volume coming from Lucid has been linked to algorithmic trading. So if the algos are picking up on all the good momentum in the broader market, you could see Lucid kind of piggybacking off of that a little bit. But as of right now, going into this upcoming week, the fear and greed index is under the greed category, so 59. So people's appetite for risk is on the table, not as much as it was a couple weeks back when it was under the extreme greed, but still fairly good stuff. Shorts on the side note have been really a pain in Lucid. So yeah, they've still increasing quite a lot. So 1.07 million shares, 19.71% of the free float is being shorted. You see some signs of manipulation as I brought up in my last couple of videos, but cost to borrow minimum is negative, meaning there is a broker out there physically paying people to short Lucid. With everything that I did bring up already in this video, shorts are going to act based on that. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting scenario that Lucid is in. So we'll wait and see what, I guess, shorts do. But in my opinion, especially with the dilution, it really did bring this percentage down quite a lot. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and find out. But aside from that though, looking at what large entities have been doing, during the trading day, they've been largely selling on Friday. On Thursday, it was more so buying, but still the fact that Obviously, Lucid did that recent issuance and that kind of downgrade on revenue. I think everyone, even entities out there, are just waiting for Lucid's upcoming earnings. So that won't be coming up this week, rather the following week, but I think that one is going to be the next big catalyst specific to Lucid. So let me know your thoughts on that. Aside from that, right now with it at $2.50, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 233 is going to be that strong support, and then 253 is going to be that next strong resistance slash target. That was the high on Friday, so we know it's a strong, obviously, resistance point. We'll just have to wait and see if Lucid is able to get above that, which in my opinion is largely going to come down onto the data points. That is going to be the kind of biggest movers right now based on Lucid's technicals, though. It is pointing to kind of lower lows coming, and so as of right now, lower percentile below all the key pivotal moving averages. Stochastic, you see it at roughly 1. I've never seen it anything that low. So in theory, if Lucid does put out some news, or maybe does a good podcast or something like that where it's new information regarding the Gravity, you could see a rush of value investors really getting in, but retail has been really selling. Ever since the peak of August the 23rd, for the most part, they've been slowly selling, and it is well below that 0. So 0, anything below that shows that it is losing more buyers than what it's getting, vice versa if it's above that. So majority of the time it has been below 0. So I think just the sentiment on Lucid is just very low. And it, like I said, will all come back onto their upcoming earnings, which isn't really relevant for this upcoming week. But in my opinion, I'm cautiously optimistic on a lot of the data points that are coming out this week, and potentially how it will solidify a 25 basis point cut. And so I think in general, that's going to be good. And that'll, as a byproduct, really add some buying pressure for Lucid. Not enough for it to get back into that $3 range and so forth, but I do feel that it can actually get between this S1 and the pivot, probably closer to the pivot by the close of Friday, most likely. But like I said, I think the next big thing to propel it higher back into the 3s possibly is going to be their earnings. I don't see significant move where it'll go to around $4 or even higher. Some people out there are saying by the end or beginning of 2026, it's going to be at $33. I think that's just a joke. And, you know, hopefully you guys appreciate my realistic stance, unbiased stance on Lucid. I like to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am not here to pump you up, because I could easily do that. Every single video, hey, Lucid's going to go to $5. It's going to go to $10. Like, that's not the case. Even, I think it was like 3 months ago, I did a realistic price prediction for the end of 2024, and I said $4. And obviously I didn't anticipate the downgrade in revenue, as well as just the back-to-back dilution basically from tail end of Q1 to as well what recently happened. So realistically, it's not good. Like I said, I think if you're looking at it from a technical standpoint, it is really just pointing to lower lowers. I think the Elliott wave technicals are even pointing for it to hit that high 1s, but the market is very strong, so Lucid does need to really put out some good optimism, similar to what Elon recently did during Tesla's earnings, and how he said that there's huge amount of demand and people want vehicles and blah blah blah. That's what Peter needs to do, and I kind of mimicked that in my video that I put out on Saturday. So nonetheless, this should be a very fun time for this week. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know your price predictions in the comments below. Do you think that it is going to hit that high 1s, or do you kind of feel that I'm on the right path where it'll be around that 280 range, so close to that pivot point? What's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. 2 things: take advantage of this promo because free is amazing. Gives you 8 free shares. Each share is valued up to $2,000. As well, I launched memberships. So if you like the Lucid content, definitely consider joining as a member. I always greatly appreciate that. Or if you just want buy signals on stocks and options, there's also a tier for that. And A lot of them that I've been posting have been massive winners. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.